Hello, this is Sandra at the Lebanon, Oregon Senior Center. We're doing 2 cards, and then I also have a special surprise for you today, which we'll get into at the end. We're making a happy birthday card, masculine oriented with a nice little old pickup truck, and a happy birthday with poppies. So let's work on the little red truck. And in your card kit you should have a piece of brown cardstock for the base, a plain piece of white copy paper for the inside, a piece of designer paper that's two-sided, so you have 2 different patterns you can choose from. In this case, I think this is supposed to be tile, and then the wood design on the other side. Choose whichever side you like. Then we have a small piece of brown for the mat, and we have the pickup truck, which you can color in or just leave without coloring it in if you'd like. And then the greeting, the happy birthday. So let's quickly assemble this. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and we scored it, creased it in the center. So we fold it, I know you guys know this, fold it in half, crease it. Use your bone folder or something with a rounded edge just to crease it down really nicely. Now let me see if I could do this upside down. Okay, it's going to open this way. All right. So I like to use one of these tape runners. Whoops, there we go. Can you see that? This is made by Tombow, but you can also use glue stick. This is from Staples brand, and the glue part is purple, which makes it easy to see where you've already put your glue when you're using, when you're putting it on your light colored papers. You can also use liquid glues, you know, Elmer's glue, Aleene's tacky glue, anything like that. Whatever you like to do. So I like to use the tape runner. And I like to use lots of tape. So I just run this around the edges. And this is the white piece that's going on the inside. And then one, well, it always helps if I have it evenly held down. Okay, so this piece is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is 1/4 inch smaller. So what I like to do is well, I'll do it this way so you see the edge. I like to line this up visually, noting that I have a border here and a border here that are equal, and this edge border is equal size all the way up and down. Lay it down and smooth it out, and then it's almost perfectly lined up. There's always room for making a small mistake. Okay, so there's our card base with the liner, and I'm choosing to use the wood grain side as opposed to the tile. So again, I'm going to outline my piece with my tape runner. Do something, you know, like that. Now, you want to, in my opinion, in my case, I like to keep it close to the edge, because if you don't have your adhesive right up against the edge, then, you know, it could start to turn the edges. So I see I was a little crazy And I missed that, whoops, whole edge there. There we go, okay. And again, line it up to make sure that if you have an equal edge here, an equal edge here, and this is, you know, 1/8 of an inch, then you should be pretty good. Okay, so look at that. We're good. We're good with that one. All right. Whoops. Sorry about that. Darn little cameras. All right. So this piece of brown is 4 inches across, so it will go from edge to edge of your designer paper, and it's I've got a measuring on 2.5 inches this way, and this piece will go on top of that where it's exactly 4 inches wide, but you'll have a little border top and bottom here. So again, I just, boy, outline this with my Tombow tape runner, whoops, and then one across the center. Now in this case, you just want to eyeball it so that this border here and that border are equal, and this is right up against the edge. Lay it down, push it out, push it down, smooth, and there you have it. Okay, then we put more double-sided tape, whoops, right off the thing with that one time. Okay, so we got that. Now, I put on my sample, I put the truck further down on the card. If you'd like, you can put it up here at the top and then put your greeting below. You could put this in the middle, wherever you like to see it. So just before you put all your glue on, then just hold it up there and figure out where you like it. I think I like it down here. So what you're going to do is line up the edge of your brown here with the edge of this and press it down. Simple, I know they're simple. And then this, the greeting, and you could put this anywhere you like, but I like to put it off center and just about right there. Then you can color your truck, which I did here, and there you are. You have a white piece on the inside, so you can write your message, and you have your pretty cover. Okay, so there you are. The second card is all about poppies, flowers, the flowers. So we have, oh, here's my sample. Here's my sample. So we have a piece of white paper on the inside with one of the poppies stamped on the side, and you can color that in if you'd like. So here's the finished sample, and in this case we have a piece of black cardstock as the base, and it is scored same size, 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle so that you could fold it over. Crease it down. Then we have for the inside, as you saw, a piece of white with the poppy printed on it, and then our designer paper, and I love purple, but all of our papers that we've been using are two-sided. So you could choose this side or this side, which is what I used here. So let's say we're going to go with this one. Okay, let's flip this around this way. Okay, this flips this way, which we call landscape pattern design. So I'm not going to glue this all together. You know how to glue things. So stick that down, and then your poppy flowers were stamped. The black matting, and again, it's a little hard to tell with the black piece. And let's see. All right, so we're going to glue this down, and again, the white piece is edge to edge with the black piece, but it has an 1/8 of an inch border of black on either end. Now, if you want more black showing, there's room enough that you could slice off an 1/8 of an inch or so up here, or you could shorten the stems area by an 1/8 of an inch. So then you'll glue that together, color it in. Now here I only colored a few of the flowers in. I'll probably go back and finish coloring them in with other colors. But I just wanted to give you an idea. You could just do plain black and white. You could just color in a few of the flowers, or color them all in. So once you get this together, again, just like the truck card, you could put this, here's my sample, anywhere you want to that you think is nice. And then you have the happy birthday greeting. Well, happy birthday. And you could place that, again, anywhere you want to. I always like to keep things towards the, let's see, right side. Don't ask me why. I just like to do that. So, same design, different background papers, and there are your two cards. All right, so we will put the paper clip back on this thing so I don't lose that little birthday. All right, so the big surprise, because this is January of 2022. Is that right? 21. Yes. 21. Wow. 21. Okay, yeah, see, I'm a whole year off. It's one thing when I keep writing 1995 on things, but I've just thrown us ahead a whole year. Well, maybe 2021 is not going to be a great year, so. All right, let's be positive. 2021. What we're going to do is we're going to make, surprise, a little easel calendar for 2021. So it's very simple. Let me see, I'm trying to look at the computer. Here's the side view. We're going to make it kind of a teepee shape. We have a piece of paper, decorative paper on the back, and another piece right on the front, the calendar and the year. And then it just sits right like that on your desk, or your countertop, or your bookcase, in your bathroom, or as a gift to somebody. Okay, so the pieces you will need or you have in your kit, is the base piece, which is 4 1/4 this way by 11 inches this way. And we score this at 4 1/4 here, 8 1/2 here, 4 1/4. That's an inch, so what's that? 4 1/4, 9 1/2, 10 1/2, that little fold right there, and then this little flap is 1/2 inch. Now, because this part is going to get a lot of use and a lot of manipulating and stuff, that sort of thing, I recommend a strong double-sided adhesive tape to hold it together. So there are several different kinds. This is what I used here. It's called score tape, and it comes in different sizes. This I've used 1/4 inch wide, but since this was a 1/2 inch flap, I should have used my 1/2 inch. Didn't think of it at the time. So basically what this is a paper tape. You don't even have to use scissors to cut it. You could just rip it, which is what I did here. And then you peel off the top when you're ready, and it sticks. It really holds well. Then you might hear people talk about red line tape. It's really similar to the score tape, but it's got a red protector as opposed to the paper on the score tape. So this is much harder for me to separate the red protective strip from the actual tape. It's wonderfully tacky, strong tape, but it's more difficult to use for me. So this case, it's made by Art Accents Provo Craft. Now I bought this a long time ago. So I don't even know if they still make this, but I have seen the red line tape, so maybe that's what it's called, red line instead of Art Accents. Okay, or another type of glue that is very good, if you like liquid glue, Aleene's Tacky Glue is excellent for holding things together. Now if you use liquid glue, obviously you have to wait for it to dry. So once you fold your easel up, and let's say I put liquid glue on here, and I fold this over, I line up the edges. You want to either paper clip, paper clip it. Trust me, you put a paper clip on either end to hold it down while the liquid glue dries. Because if you don't, you have to wait till it's solid, till it's really stuck there. So, alright. Or you could use little miniature clamps, is another thing you could do. Put your glue down, fold it up, clamp it on two ends, and that'll hold it together for a little while while the glue dries. So let's say I'm going to use the sticky strip. Let's see if I could do this on camera. So I just take my pokey tool, put the little tip underneath here, and do my best to remove Yes, well, okay, we're not going to do this on camera because I can't get it to come off readily on camera. So we're going to decorate this. It's easier to decorate before you stick it together anyway. So we have the decorative papers, and in this case you have 4 different patterns, but they all coordinate with the same colors. This one has the flowers on one side and a stripe pattern on the other side. This one has your dots with a flower pattern on that side. So I'm going to use this side for my front, just like this. And I'm going to put the green dots in the back. So when I put this together, I want the seam of the easel bottom in the back. So I want my pretty paper on this side, which I'm not going to glue it down. You know how to glue. Now, because it doesn't, you can use any type of adhesive to put this down on here. You don't have to use the sticky strip or the score tape. You can use your glue stick, will hold it down perfectly well, or you could use your tape runner or anything else you like to use. So you will glue down your designer paper on the front and on the back, whichever side you like to use. And then you have your calendar, and it has a cardboard back. Oops, it has your cardboard back. And as you can see, I put down 4 rows of the score tape. First of all, because I like to use a lot of glue. And second of all, you really want to have it secure on there as you're ripping the months off from month to month. You don't want to sit there and rip off your February calendar and have the whole thing come off. And you know what? It seems I have misplaced my 2021. So just pretend that I've got a 2021 here. It's probably going to turn up after the video's over. So you'll put down your calendar, glue down your calendar, and then put your 2021 up here, and then glue your easel part together. Whoops. Once you've gotten it all decorated, glue your easel together, and through the magic of video, you have your little calendar. So I hope you like this extra little project, and I'm sure you can figure it out if you don't understand my directions. And we'll see you again next month. Thank you.